Another massive show of Hold All tickets. We've got Group 1 action, the Moir at Moonee Valley Lammy.
Yeah, we also have a look at 3 races up in Sydney. I think it's a bit of an early D-Day for Chow Wolf in the feature up there. We've also got a Black Bookers, and I think Marcus is coming back with something else.
Yeah, we've got a couple of the second quiz for the spring and also a couple of stitch-ups for Browny, so keep them on.
Love it. Welcome back to another episode of Hold All Tickets, lads. What a weekend it was.
It was indeed, yeah. The McKenzie was an absolute cracker. I reckon most horses probably got a pass mark, with one exception, Browny, the horse that I tipped. Almighty Will, that was very, very ordinary.
Yeah, what do you make of that performance? Do you put a line through it and think just a bad first up run?
Well, there was nothing in the steward's report. Kieran Maher said it probably just needed the run, but geez, it was disappointing. I wouldn't be diving in next start, but treasure the moment. How good was that? Yeah, it was
unbelievable performance, and I think the spring's its oyster now on the back of that. Marcus, you got the money too with cash.
Oh, no, cash was an omen. I would have been disappointed if I didn't get the cash from that one, but let's hopefully aim for some more good luck this week.
And the last race of the day has been good to you the last 2 weeks. It was Red Hot Nick at the Valley and then Sepples.
Sepples, yeah, that was a very nice watch on Sepples. Sort of just canted up to them at the top of the straight and put a gap on them. My best bet's not in the last this week. I've deviated from that structure, but we'll see how we go.
How'd you rate my performance in the EJ Whitten game, lads? Be honest, I like 360-degree feedback.
It was pretty. I mean, it was pretty decent. I was waiting for the goal in the Sally, but you didn't get there in the end. But you definitely got your money's worth because you copped a few bruises.
No, I did. I don't know if you can see it, but there was a couple of people. We spoke about who's going to take it too serious. Oof. Well, we were on the money there. Mitchie Robinson just caved a few people in.
You got your comeback though. So which I mean,
unless you didn't went with a punctured lung.
That's true. Yeah, I feel a bit bad. I drove Hughesy from Marvel Stadium to Crown because he couldn't get an Uber, and I sort of just got to Crown. I said, mate, you'll be right, have a good night, and went up to my room, went to sleep, and then I woke up the next morning at 8:30. He's in hospital with 5 broken ribs and a punctured lung. I felt horrible. I could have at least dropped him home or to the hospital, but I thought he was just a soft comedian.
He took a few hits. They went after him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I doubt one of the AFL players would have got injured that badly.
It's a good advertisement. He's a vegan. He doesn't eat bread or meat, so maybe he's got chalky bones.
I did see that in a few of the comments, actually.
Massive weekend of racing. Group 1 action at the Valley. We'll kick it off with the Moir. It's an interesting race. There's plenty of speed about.
Yeah, as always, 1,000 metres at the Valley. They'll go like last week's pay. I think Midwest probably leads. Now that Escher has got a run, you'd imagine it will go forward. I don't know if it'll be able to cross Midwest. We'll have to wait and see there. Golden Boom, probably 3 wide out on a limb. Arabian Storm and Alabama Lass should be probably just behind the pace setters. And then you've got Rothfire, the old boy. He lobs in a nice spot. But quite a few in the market will be back and wide in the early stages. Horses like Nuance, Barraquil, Oak Hill. It'll be an interesting spectacle, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was at the barrier draw on Tuesday night, and it's so important to draw a reasonably good gate at the Valley over the 1,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and I was really keen on Nuance in this race, and then the barrier draw came up, and it's drawn right off the track, which is probably why it's 450 out to 7.
Yeah,
but I'm still keen to be with her. I'm just hoping that she'll be in that 3 wide line with cover, and it is a race, even though it's 1,000 metres. It is a race where they can swoop. Like the races can really change complexion over the last 50 metres. So I'm hoping that she can get over the top of them. She's won 6 from 7 in Australia. Never been beaten first up. And I loved her win at Caulfield last start. The jockey was happy to sit wide, basically without cover for the trip, and she was still a mile too good. So she's a really promising sprinter, and I'm hoping that she might just swoop over the top of them here.
It was $5 a field up until probably this morning when we went to air, and then there's some movement. Alabama Miss, the New Zealand horse, is your favourite now at 420. Escher has firmed into 460. And my on top selection, Barraquil, who I tipped first up, even though the horse drew barrier 1 and we weren't sure where it was going to lob. Ended up getting a great rails run.
Ended up getting the run of the race.
Has drawn out a little bit for Saturday, but that could be an advantage, don't you think?
It could be. It is definitely a different setup for him from first up when he just had the Silver Passage. My only concern is that he might be looking for a little bit further now, but is he loves the Valley, 3 from 3, and he'll have pretty much the same run as Niance. He'll be in that 3 wide or 4 wide line at the top of the straight, and he'll be charging. But yeah, I mean, you could have 4 or 5 cracks at this race and still miss.
Do you like one, Marcus?
I do. I like the favourite Alabama last. We talked about the barriers, but I want to know from you boys, why is it so important to be drawn that like an inside sort of barrier rather than a 12 that like Niance is in?
Well, I think just because of the short straight. So you sort of want to go shortest way home. You're running transit, especially over 1,000 metres when they're just going to go hard, is pretty important. But
it could be an absolute nightmare.
Correct.
If she's behind Midwest and Midwest stops with 50 to go.
You got nowhere to go, do you?
You got nowhere to go. Barrakill managed to get off the fence and get into the clear, but that doesn't always happen at the Valley. But yeah, Alabama, we've seen some pretty handy Kiwis at the Valley in recent times, and she could easily be another one.
Yeah. And barrier 3 is the most successful barrier in Moir Stakes history.
There you go.
83. 7 wins. So
bringing the stats.
There you go, and that's occupied by the favourite Alabama lass.
What do you think about Escher?
I'm prepared to take Escher on. I just think that there's plenty of really good horses around that can beat Escher. Yeah,
it'd be a huge effort. Third start, both the first 2 runs have been in pretty much restricted company.
And now Group 1 action.
It's a huge leap. I mean, if she does win, she's going to be a pretty exciting horse. But yeah, I think you have to take her on at the price that she's currently at.
I agree with you. The other race that we want to have a look at Moonee Valley for Saturday is the McKenzie, race number 6, the listed race. And I've spent plenty of time on this race. There's 6 horses between sort of 450 and 650. It really is wide open, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's not too many that you can put a line through, but I'm going with Space Rider just because he won here last start. He maps quite well. Looked a star winning on debut, and then was unplaced as a $1.14 favourite. So something was clearly amiss that day because he came back and won well last time.
Sounds like one of your mate's bad beats.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
Yeah, I think it was a 6-horse field as well. He was another place, but there's a massive boom on Rosberg in this race from the trials and jump outs, and Clinton McDonald certainly hasn't talked it down. He's sort of said this is a Group 1 horse. But if you see its jump outs and trials, it's a big lump of a horse. So I think Jamie Mallon will be desperate to either lead on it and keep him out or get off the fence, because if it's bailed up on the inside, it could be a tough watch for a horse that's that big, inexperienced at the Valley for the first time. So, yeah, I'm just going with Space Rider here, but it's a tough race. Yeah,
it's a no-bet race for mine. A lot of potential in this race, and you're right. I think the vet report did come back with an issue about Space Rider. Nothing, too big.
Well, went for a spell straight
after then, and then obviously as one first up, which was a pretty nice one. It should jump and lead, you think?
Probably sits. I think
outside leader.
I think Bakash probably leads and Space Rider sits. Yeah, off the fence.
But yeah, there's plenty of races to bet in, and I reckon I'll just watch this.
Shoulder arm to that one.
For some progressive horses going forward. So Self-Trumpeters. Now, that kicked off beautifully a couple of weeks ago. Now, because we're sort of 3 weeks in, we've got a leaderboard now. Who's caught your eye this week?
I'll give the leaderboard at the end of this round's votes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other big names this week in the Self-Trumpeters? We had Cornsey last week.
Yeah, there's a big name that you'll be aware of.
Oh, okay.
I won't give too much more away.
Personally, or
no, a big name in world sport. But we'll start with the one voter, and this guy he's not a big name in world sport. I think he's got about 20 followers on Twitter, but that's all right. One vote for Manu. He backed Silver Magnate yesterday, as did I. It was a horrible watch in the last at Sandown, and it set social media alight, as these things often do when a favourite's rolled after an average steer. Manu posted, questionable ride on Silver Magnate by Jordan Childs. Granted, I won 30K from its last start. It should have won by 4 lengths, lots of multis riding on that one. So he's managed to sneak in the I won 30K opportunistic
Did he put the ticket up as well?
He did, because he got called out for a lot of BS.
I was going to say,
yeah, sure you did, mate, blah, blah, blah.
Bit of verification goes a long way.
He put up the slip, and sure enough.
Still big noting though. So that's a good trumpet. Blow of the trumpet.
One vote. I would have given him more votes if it was BS, but the fact that he put the slip up,
that's all right. At least the 20 followers know.
Yeah, he might have more now after that. 2 votes.
Good win.
Adam Hamilton, harness journo.
Yeah. Usually a very humble guy, Hamo.
Yeah. I think it's an understandable trumpet. One ex-user was lamenting the current racing content landscape. So he must have missed your Omen bets last week.
I know. You used to work on my old
racing
as well,
content. And Adam decided to fly the flag. So he wrote, "Time to check out at Ladbrokes at YouTube. Certainly doing things differently and telling the stories. We'd love your feedback." So Adam he's the host of these videos. He's the one telling the stories. So nice self and company promotion there from Hamo. Nothing wrong with that, but he gets 2 votes. Now, the 3 votes this week, Lamine Yamal.
Really? The 17, 18-year-old?
18-year-old. He's gone, I've gone worldwide for this week's 3-voter. He's a budding soccer superstar.
He is, yeah.
18-year-old, plays for Barcelona in the Spanish league. He's copped a fair bit of stick for a goal celebration that he pulled out over the weekend after scoring. He scored a penalty, so it wasn't even in free play.
Well, it's not for a soccer player to go over celebrate scoring.
He ran to the crowd and he put a fake crown on his head. So he's basically crowning himself the king. He's done it before, but I think this was the first time that his manager has come out and defended him for it. He copped a lot of stick for an arrogant celebration as an 18-year-old. And his manager, De La Fuente, said the celebration wasn't about putting on a crown. It was a magician's top hat. I thought he's done his magic again.
Oh, God.
So good on De La Fuente for
Trying to protect his
there,
clients.
but he's absolutely kidding himself. 3 votes for Yamal for crowning himself the 18-year-old king.
What are your thoughts on the young players having like relationship contracts? And imagine that in AFL nowadays.
Yeah, I know. But he was playing in the World Cup as a 16-year-old, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he's a freak.
He also got in a bit of trouble recently.
Oh, a bit off the field antics.
Hiring some small people for his birthday celebration.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shades of the St Kilda
yeah,
Mad Monday.
Yes.
He didn't let him on fire though, did he?
No. So
Play
he's
on then.
in a bit of strife for that one. But the leaderboard, we've got Bruce Snowy Clark on 3, Nash Rawiller on 3, and Lamine Yamal on 3. And then on 2, Kane Corns, Joel West, and Adam Hamilton.
All right, good. It's starting to build.
Tight leaderboard.
Yep, plenty of self-trumpeters as well coming up, I think. Now, the Black Bookers, we added a few into the Black Book last week. Is there any that caught your eye or any that you want to take out?
None that I'll take out because
Haven't
none
run
of them
yet.
have raced.
Yep.
She's pretty rich. I thought was going to race on Wednesday, and I thought we'd taken some pretty juicy overs there at 80 to 1. She got into about 31, as low as 24 with a couple of operators, and then was scratched. So that was a bit of a setback, but she'll stay in the Black Book for now. I'm going to add Athanatos, who was clearly the run of the race in the third at Caulfield last Saturday. First up over 1,400, was back on the fence, zigzagging in the straight, should have finished a lot closer. Was a Group 3 winner over 2,000 last campaign, so look for him when he gets out over a bit more ground. We'll chuck him on a back flank. Buckaroo, cracking return in the Memsie. Can win the Group 1 Underwood again if they go there. Also looks the biggest danger to Aliana in the Caulfield Cup, so put him at centre-half back. And then, she's pretty rich, stays in. Aliana stays in, and Mr. Verst stays in. You got any that you want to chuck in there?
I'm going to give New Look a pass mark. I know I got a little
Is it in your
bump.
contract to mention this
Every week. I was expecting a little bit more, obviously over a bit further, but I was disappointed to the naked eye when I went back and watched it. Did cop a little check, and there was one that I wanted to mention from Scone on Monday. So we can go far and wide. It was Pinot Nero. Grant Buckley rode it, completely flopped out of the gates. It was in race 1 on a wet day up there and just flew home late to run 3rd. I reckon next start, Pinot Nero could be the horse to
Bob
follow.
up in a maiden somewhere?
Potentially, get the job done. So
We'll add Pinot Nero in as well.
I reckon
It's getting a bit thick. It's starting to become a Bible of Black Books.
I won't mention New Look next week either, I promise.
No, it's good. We got maidens and we got Group 1 winners. We're going far and wide.
They're beautiful. There's also some great racing up in Sydney this weekend. We go to Randwick and we're going to look at 3 races up there. We'll start with race 7, the Chelmsford Stakes over the 1,600 metres, and this is a nice group too.
It is, I think Lindemann probably leads. Chow Wolf if he steps, which he didn't last time, he could get the run of the race behind the leader. Robusto will go forward. Arapaho probably 3 back. Full Count Felicia is one at monster odds that might just lob into a nice spot, 1-1. But it looks a really nice race for Chow Wolf.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
If he brings his A game. I know he was probably a little bit disappointing first up, but it wasn't a great ride. He was set a pretty big task. And he was up against Via Sistina Valiana there. Here he takes on a field of mostly stayers over a mile. He'll be fitter, 2-time winner when second up. And his 2 best wins have both come over the Randwick Mile, the Epsom and the King Charles. So I think if he's not winning this, I don't know how many races he'll be winning this spring.
What do you expect him to do early?
Well, if he steps, I think he probably ends up behind the leader, which he'll get every chance with Lindemann rolling along. He generally likes to go along at a pretty steady tempo. So, look, we might know our fate after the first 200 because if he's slow away again, he might be buried back, but I'm hoping he just steps and lobs into the first 4.
Yeah, 2-time Group 1 winner, but it never been a great first up horse. So while didn't catch the eye in the Winks first up, I think here stepping up to the mile, 210 short enough though, don't you think?
He's drifting a little bit.
Yeah.
I would take I'd take 220 for him.
Right.
I think he's a genuine evens chance in this field.
Yep.
I mean, there's some good horse. I mean, Sir Delius, he's an exciting horse and he's trialled well, but he's 1,600, much bigger fish to fry.
Correct.
If he's beating Chow Wolf, as I said, I don't know if the Wolf will be striking a blow this spring. So he should be beating Sir Delius. Arapaho, genuine mutter. It's going to be a lot drier for him. And the other one I want to mention is, Full Count Felicia. Can't win, but one for first 4s. I think she was 60-1. So maybe sneak her in for 3rd or 4th if you're playing exotics.
Yeah, beautiful. I'll definitely be throwing Chow Wolf into a multi. I don't think I'll just take it at the 210 separately, but if you can find 1 or 2 others on the day that you like, could just
might be featuring in my $100 betting play.
Okay, beautiful. and race number 8, the Concorde. This is a 1,000-metre Group 3, and you and I align here on one, and it's not the favourite Lady Shenandoah, which is great to see her back.
Yes, gone to the wrong race, but the market has it as a race in 3. Lady Shenandoah, obviously the favourite, but drawn barrier 1 potentially ends up 3 back the fence. But there's a fair bit of speed in this. I think Spring League probably leads initially, but might see it get crossed by a couple of the roughies, Philosopher, Tiger Sharks coming here now, scratch from the Moir. Headwall worse than midfield, but off the fence. And Jimmy, I think, potentially settles last or close enough to last. So it's a big ask for him. First up, 1,000 metres, 60.5. He's a really good fresh horse, but never over this trip.
Yep.
So he'll be spotting them a big start. And Lady Shenandoah only been beaten twice. One of those was over 1,000, albeit on a heavy.
That was on debut, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on, I don't know, was it debut or second run? But it was beaten by Clean Energy. But he's actually since been retired. Was retired yesterday. J-Mac potentially might have to weave a little bit of magic from barrier 1. I think can definitely win, but short enough first up. I think you'd be wanting sort of 350 at least for her. So Headwall for me, 1,000 metre specialist. Not the best horse in the race, but I think the best suited at 1,000 metres. Trialling well, very good fresh horse, 5 from 9 over this trip, and been racing at the top level for a while now and been competitive pretty much every start wherever he goes.
Yeah, and the 1,000 metre specialist, 1-6 in its career, but 5 over the 1,000. First up, good, handles all conditions. I think it's going to be a soft track up there. It's trialled well. And I think even though the horse didn't win last preparation, the runs behind Jolie Star.
Yeah, it was a bit stiff on a couple of occasions.
Briasa and overpass and then goes across to Perth for the Quokka.
Yeah.
Good enough to win this race, I think, even though Lady Shenandoah and Jimmy Star are probably the ones going forward in the spring that'll have better races.
I think they'll have more success beyond Saturday, but Headwall might just be right horse at the right time.
I'm just excited to see a soft track in Sydney for once. Guessing away with no rain.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Although it's Sydney, so anything can happen up there.
Exactly.
But the forecast at the moment's okay. Third race we're going to have a look at is the Tramway Stakes. This is another really nice 1,400 metre Group 2, and 12 of the 16 horses are first up.
Yeah, and it's a race. I know you said it's a nice race, but it's a race full of horses that I pretty much put in my never again
Right.
file.
Yes. Okay.
And they're all clashing in the one race. So
Makes it hard for you to tip, doesn't it?
yeah, but there's decent speed in this with your blessing, probably leads. Linebacker, Private Eye and Pericles, I think all go forward. So tempo should be pretty hot. Depth of character maybe slots in ahead of Osipenko on the fence. Swift Falcon should be pretty much dead set midfield with cover from barrier 6. Are you backing up on Private Eye? I know you tipped him in the PB
I'm
loads.
not. I'm looking for value here.
Yep. I'll give my tip first then, and then we'll grab your value. But yeah, I think Swift Falcon, bit disappointing last prep, but his best run for the campaign was first up. He ran a cracker, second to broadsiding, beat Eliana that day. I think a lot of people probably got sucked into him based on that performance because he started short in a lot of races after that and couldn't get the job done. But 1400, 3 starts, that's second to broadsiding. He's won his other 2. And I think he's probably just the map horse in a race where some of those horses wider out might have to do a lot of work early. He might just be midfield smoking the pipe and get over the top of them. But yeah, he tested the patience last prep, but I'm hoping he can get it done first up.
I have looked towards a horse here that's rock hard fit. Because a few of these first up horses will just peak on their runs or be better for it. And that's War Eternal, $21 at the moment. Coming up for its 5th run this preparation. All of its wins have come over the 1400. Comes out of that Winks Stakes as well, behind Via Sistina. Beaten, a long way, but there's no really good horses in there like Via Sistina.
Not a comparable
Eliana.
Via Sistina.
Barrier 5 should get a pretty soft run in transit and could be the horse that when they fan out, if a run presents, could have the speed and the fitness to spear away and run a bold race.
Don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll,
one for the quaddie at the very
absolutely
least.
chuck that in your quaddie.
The other one I thought was a little sneaky place chance was maybe depth of character. Good draw. Went to another level last prep and trials have been good. So appears to have come back just as well as it went out to the paddock.
What can you get for a place for depth of character?
I think $5, $5 or $6 last time I looked. Yeah.
There you go. Some good value as well. Now, back by popular demand, we've got the quiz.
Got it up. Well, Lammy, you won last time, didn't you?
1-0
we might have to keep the little counter. And we've got a 5th question in here in case it does finish 2-2, a little bit of decide, a bit of a fun one. But this one, I know you love your sprinters, Browny, so I'm expecting big things. I'm expecting to win this one. So we'll kick it off. It's all about spring and sprints. Who is the only horse to win the Moir Stakes 3 times?
Lammy, buffering.
Correct. One to Lammy.
That's true. One of those was a Group 2 though, wasn't it?
Maybe the first one, yeah.
All counts,
Still
all counts.
He's always looking for
He's trying to get in there. With the title of the richest race on turf, what is the 2025 Everest total pre-pool? What's the value?
Brown Dog. I'm going to say 15 million.
Okay. I'll wait for Lammy's answer.
I don't know if it's changed. I'll go 20 million.
20 million, spot on, correct. 2-0. Oh, going to need a big comeback here now. The 2014 edition of the Manikato saw 8 horses cross the line within a length of each other, but who was the winner on that day?
Lammy, Lincoln Rupee.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
He's not giving you a chance.
This is an absolute drubbing.
as disappointing as you not kicking a goal on the EJ
now I know how the Essendon supporters feel.
This could be
well, that was uncalled for. Ren.
This could be pants off.
If Zach Merritt leaves, I'll start crying.
Under those gents.
And question 4. Black Caviar won which famous English sprint at Ascot?
Golden Jubilee.
Yep,
Pants stay on.
There we go.
Stay on 3-1. And as a little bit of a fun one.
Did you sit up and watch it that night?
I did, yeah. Luke Nolan gave me a heart attack.
That's a late one out in England. Which former AFL player in this clip sprinted to try and stop the best moment in the EJ Witten game, but got absolutely pushed over the line?
My competitive juices were flowing, and I'm glad in hindsight I actually didn't touch it because I would have ruined a great moment.
Who was that who pushed you over the line? Was that
Travis Varco?
Oh, Travis Varco was on the line.
Love the prime train just getting in there, having his moments.
Yeah. He knew exactly where the cameras were at all times. Right? But yeah, that was just That was just me not thinking of the bigger picture.
How do you think you go in the Moir Stakes in the sprint if you're running in that like you did there, Browny?
I'd be quick out of the barriers, and I reckon I'd puncture very early, well before the turn. So.
You'd be flat if you did a hammy running back to try to save a goal.
I know. No, very good. So what was that, 4-0?
3-1. 3-1 it ended up. So there you go. That's 2-0 now to Lammy overall.
Well played.
Got some ground to cover there, Browny.
Good. That's how well I'm going. I even forgot I won a point. Best bets time. Lammy, you kick us off.
Yep. $100 betting strategy. I'm going to keep it relatively simple this week. I'm going to go 50 win Angel Capital into Desert Lightning.
Okay.
And 50 win Chow Wolf into Desert Lightning. So Desert Lightning is my best on the card. Similar to Seppels last week, I just think he's a very good middle distance horse up against a field full of stayers.
Yeah.
Second to Private Eye, first up in the PB Lawrence. The only sticking point is the wide gate, but I think Nolan will go forward on him and he'll be too good. And Angel Capital has found a very nice race to kick off his spring campaign. Won the listed McKenzie when first up in September. And was a Group 2 winner prior to going for a break. So the hype around him is pretty high, but I think hopefully on Saturday he'll justify that.
Well, your bests have been on fire, which has been good, so may it long continue. My best is race 4, number 8, up at Randwick, and that's Travolta. We saw this horse go around last Saturday, and over the 2,000, won really, really well. So the quick back up to the 2,400 for the first time, but I don't see that being an issue. And hopefully when Travolta wins around $2.20, we get a bit of Saturday night fever.
Like it.
I love it.
I was going through all these movies trying to come up with something.
He's trying to take over my own best, Browny. But,
what do you like on Saturday?
Yeah, speaking of, why do the form when you've just got that feeling of you see your horse name that you likes, and I saw this one, Fondled, so it might have a little prostate check before the game, but race 3, it might just get it going. So that you can find that.
That's on the theme of the E.J. Whitten prostate game.
Yeah, true. There you go.
Fondled. What happened after the game?
I thought it was going to bring up a prostate check sort of story there. But, I was getting a bit worried. But his favourite, Morphettville, race 3, and then also I've gone a bit more footy related this one because it's the reigning Coleman medalist. He's being brought back into the side for his final against Hawthorn, and it's Jesse Hogan, and it's called Here Comes Hogan, Morphettville, race 6. I thought that was just a good omen. You can find that's decent value around the $30
mark.
You're
gravitating towards Adelaide races now that you got your first omen bet up last week.
Absolutely, and I'm big on GBS, best team that
we
I've ever seen.
We do need a South Australian specialist. So
I am partly South Australian. That is my background, so why not get me on there? My mum's from South Australia,
okay.
so I'll take that.
Have you ever lived there?
No, but I have been asked to live there by my cousins. Plenty of family over there. Don't know why anyone would, but I'll stick here.
And speaking of Adelaide, there's a big game over there tonight. Obviously, finals start this weekend after a weekend off. Who are you tipping?
Well, I'm representing the Pies here in my black and white
You think
ensemble.
They can cause an upset?
I hope they can cause an upset as a Pies man, but we do play very well in Adelaide. We were stiff not to beat them last time. I don't love our ins. Big Meso hasn't done a whole lot since that prelim where he towed up Alex Rance.
Prelim.
And Will Parker, young guy, I think they maybe send him to Keys to try to do a job on him. But for me, it's a line ball game, as the market would somewhat suggest.
He's actually never kicked a goal against Collingwood, Ben Keys, in I think 11 games. He's never kicked a goal against Collingwood. So do you even need to send someone to him?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Let him roam free.
Who you going, Brandon?
I think Adelaide should win and hold that home ground advantage. Friday night, I'm leaning towards the Cats. I think the Cats can go all the way. And then obviously, I'm going with GWS.
Yep.
Much to...
against...
I know. I'll be cheering either way because I'll tip GWS, and if the Hawks cause an upset, they've never won at NG Stadium, though, 0 from 8.
Yes.
But haven't played there for 5 years.
I think the Lions can roll Geelong. Won their last 8 in Melbourne, the Lions, so I don't think travel is an issue. And Geelong have obviously had that soft run into the finals. So, but I think the lock this week is Freo to beat the Suns.
Yep.
I fancy Gold Coast, actually.
Really?
I just fancy Dimmer versus Longmuir, to be honest. But, I think they can do it. But
I mean, the Suns, obviously, their biggest strength is Anderson and Rao, but Freo bat pretty deep in the midfield as well. Sarong, Brayshaw and Jackson. So that's a good matchup for them.
And speaking of tonight's game, for the Sports Today Network, we got the AFL Today show as well, and we're doing a big live stream tonight, myself and Leo, on tonight's game. So if you want the game up and then hear us in the corner on your laptop or on the TV,
love that.
Get it going if you don't want to listen to BT dribble. But
You guys won't be dribbling?
No, but it's entertaining dribbling. That's all right.
You haven't locked yourself in a glass house for 48 hours like Dan Goring.
Not quite. Not quite that desperate yet. Yeah.
No, very good. All right, well, hopefully there's plenty of winners. Thanks for tuning in to Hold All Tickets. See you next week.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.